What is up, people? My name is Shoquafina, and I am your coach of the Lake Huron Lanturns here in Week 11 of the NBA Pokemon Draft Battle League. And this week we're going up against Jackinev and his team, the Chicago Cubs Shoes. And if you guys are excited for this battle video, please leave a like down below, as well as subscribe to me and follow me on Twitter. All the relevant links will be down in the description. And let's just get into this. So, looking at his team, I'm seeing a couple of pretty annoying things. Like, the Chansey can be pretty annoying if I don't get rid of it early or knock off its Eviolite. And the Quagsire obviously is going to be a little bit annoying as well. I'm not surprised at all to see the Alakazam or the Mega Scizor or the Thundurus. Donphan is his only form of... Well, not his only form of hazard removal. He also has Scizor for defog. But Donphan is more than likely going to have Rapid Spin. Also more than likely going to be his Rock Setter, unless he wants to put that on Chansey. But Quagsire also gets Rock, so he could really lead with any Pokemon right here. And that makes this very difficult for me. He could lead the Scizor to get his Mega Evolution off. One of these three Mons here to get Stealth Rocks up. He could lead with this to Volt Switch. So it could really be anything. So I have to go with my gut, and I go ahead and go with my socks here. As he leads with his Thundurus, which kind of sucks for me because I was hoping to at least get a Para on something else that wanted to lead, namely the Mega Scizor, possibly. But this is fine. He just Volt Switches out. That does a ton to me, and he brings in this thing as I go ahead and go for the knockoff. So, perfect first turn for him. Got tons of damage on my Liepard. Brought this thing in. I can't knock off its item, obviously, because it's Mega. And then I have to switch out because I don't want to die to a Bullet Punch, as he actually doubles out into his Thundurus, predicting my switch. And I go out to my Laundromat here to absorb this Volt Switch. Unfortunately, he gets a crit against me, but that tells me this thing's probably specs the amount of damage it's doing to me. So he goes right out into his Chansey here. I got my Leftovers Recovery, and I just hard switch out into my T-Tar to set up my Sand, as he goes for the Toxic. So T-Tar's Toxic, not the worst thing in the world. It doesn't really handle a lot of things on his team, mostly just the Alakazam to Pursuit Trap it, and the Thundurus to hit it with things like Stone Edge, but that's fine. He switches out here into the Donphan. I just get my Stealth Rocks up. He probably predicted that, as he actually goes to switch, and I predict that and hit him with the Pursuit. So he's been really aggressive with the switches, pulling doubles, even triples. So I decided to go for the Pursuit just in case he wanted to switch out, and he did. It worked out very well for me. We break his Sturdy, and he actually goes out into his Thunderstruck here, and I get hurt again by the Toxic. So the Toxic's really starting to rack up against me. I'm doing some calcs at this point, and I might be within T-Bolt range. I am within T-Bolt range if this thing is Specs, Modest, Max Special Attack. So it's really not looking good for me. So I have to switch out here, and I switch out into my Socks. As he actually goes for the Focus Blast and hits it, but that's fine because I was sacking off Liepard at that point anyway. Didn't really do anything for me. But I go back into my, or not back into, I go into my Excadrill here to threaten this thing out with a potential Rock Throw. Rock Slide. What am I talking about, guys? It's been a minute. I'm going for Rock Slide here, as I hit it and knock out his Thundurus. So that's probably the biggest threat on his team is the Thundurus. It's gone. I'm so excited for that. That works out really, really well for me. I will trade Liepard for Thundurus any day of the week. It's just too bad Liepard didn't get a chance to para the Alakazam or even the Scizor there. So, yeah, that kind of stinks, but I'm glad that's gone. He actually goes out into this now, as I have to switch. I go into my Laundromat because I don't want to take an EQ with my Excadrill. He sets up his Stealth Rocks, that's fine. I'm expecting the Rapid Spin here, or just a switch, because he doesn't want to take a Hydro. As he does switch out into his Chansey again, this thing just hard walls me. I go for the Will-O-Wisp here to just do some damage to it. I know it's not going to really do anything, it's just kind of residual at this point. So there's the Volt Switch, you can see that does nothing, and I go out into my Drapion here. So Chansey's going to go for the Soft Boil and just heal up, which I kind of figured. He's gonna switch out here into his Scizor. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. He goes out into Scizor, takes Stealth Rock damage. I go ahead and just set up a Toxic Spike, just so I can catch the Quagsire and the Donphan if they want to switch in. Also, it kind of puts Chansey on a timer. It can't really stay in forever unless it wants to waste all of its Soft Boileds. So I figure that's gonna be really good for me. And in order to switch in the Donphan to Rapid Spin, he's gonna have to get poisoned. So He goes for the Mega Evolution here. I go for the Fire Fang. I get a crit. It does not knock him out, but he goes for the Roost here. And if I get another crit with the Fire Fang, I can actually knock this thing out. But I doubt that's going to happen. The Roost was the proper play there for him. As he goes for another Roost here, and I just decide to Whirlwind him out into the Chansey. He goes ahead and gets poisoned here. And he actually just switches out again into this thing. As I have Night Slash. And I really regret bringing Night Slash. Guys, I don't know why I brought Night Slash and not Knockoff, especially since he has the Chansey. That's just a big blunder on my part. I really wasn't thinking too much during Team Builder. And as you can see, this is going to come back to bite us here in a little bit, because I can't hit the Chansey with a Knockoff to get rid of that evolution, the Eviolite with my Braids here. The only thing I had Knockoff was a Liepard, which is now gone. So I goofed. Really big mistake on my part. I don't even know what I was thinking, to be completely honest with you. But I go for the Fire Fang again just to get some damage, hopefully burn this thing, which I do not. He just goes for the U-turn here and goes right out into this Donphan. He gets the poison. I'm expecting the Rapid Spin, in all honesty. So I just switch out into my Laundromat here because I know I can take the Rapid Spin, get him with the Hydro Pump. He does go for the Spin, which is great. Toxic damage. So he's starting to rack up here in the Donphan as he switches this thing back in, and as you can see, Hydro Pump does next to nothing. This Chansey is just ruining my day. I have to go out in my Braids again as he soft boils. He gets all of his health back. He knows I can't do anything to him because I don't have Knockoff. As he goes out into his Quagsire here, I just set up my Toxic Spike again. I wanted to catch the Quagsire on switching with that, but obviously I can't do that. So I just go for the Whirlwind. Back comes the Chansey. Chansey just really wants to come out against me, I guess. And I go for the Night Slash there. As you see, it does absolutely nothing. He just goes for the Seismic Toss, and this is a battle he's going to win 100% of the time because I was foolish and didn't bring Knockoff. So I have to switch out into my Chandelure. He goes for the Soft Boiled, which is absolutely fine. I was predicting the Seismic Toss there, and I just make a double, a very aggressive double into my T-Tar to predict his switch, which I do not get correctly. He goes into his Rock Paper here and just goes for the U-turn and knocks out my Tyranitar. So that's very unfortunate for me. I don't know why he went into his Scizor when I had my Chandelure out. Yeah, I don't know why he went into his Scizor when I had my Chandelure out, when my play was to Fire Blast at that point, or to... Oh, you know what? Probably because he thought I had Trick. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Thought I had Trick, and then he switched into his Scizor. That was keeping me up at night for a little bit. So good play anyway. It worked out for him, obviously. I don't have my T-Tar anymore. And here's this thing, as we see, as the Cup Stat Berry. And I just ruined my Excadrill. And my whole life shattered right there in front of my eyes. So the toxic damage came back to bite me in the butt. Put him within Custap range. He got the Custap and he got the EQ. And killed my Wincon. So now I'm just kind of sitting here with no way to kill Chansey. To be honest. 0 ways to kill Chansey. Laundromat comes in here, just goes for Hydro Pump to get rid of this thing. We're playing for differential now, folks. That's basically it. As he sends in this thing again, because I have nothing that could... I missed the Hydro Pump, doesn't matter. He goes for the Toxic here, he's going to wear me down. Dude, that Custap play really killed me. I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to sweep necessarily at that point, but I would have been able to put in some pressure and some damage at least. So yeah, that really sucked for me. Braids goes down here, the Seismic Toss. I just had to make a double there, an aggressive switch to hopefully do something. I don't know, a crit with a Night Slash or something. But yeah, this Chansey just ruined my day. Obviously, poor prep was the problem there. I should have just brought Knockoff on 2 Mons. I didn't have the best team to deal with his team either, I don't feel, but you know, that's what are you gonna do. We're gonna go down to Jack here. Hydro Pump. I was just checking to see if he was Water Absorb or Unaware or whatever. And with the Hydro Pump, it's gonna knock another one. Will knock this thing out. So again, right now we're just playing for differential. We missed that Hydro Pump. He goes for Stone Edge, almost knocks out my Laundromat. It doesn't matter because the Toxic will. So we could have made it 3-0 there, but that's not to be. Instead, I'll just Shadow Ball here to knock this thing out. And with 1 HP left, yeah, he's just going to give the kill to whatever he wants to give the kill to. That's this thing. He just wants to show off his sash, and then he knocks me out with Psychic. So, I didn't play too badly. I felt like I played an alright game. Definitely a couple of things I could have done better, but the big problem, once again, was the prep. I don't feel like I put enough time in my preps. I know I say that every week, and I never change it, but I really need to start putting more time into my team prep, and then maybe I'll be able to pick up more victories. But we are still in the hunt for the playoffs, believe it or not. Next, we just have to make sure we win, I believe, one of our next 2 games, because we have 2 games that are automatically forfeits coming up. So everyone gets a win for those, but I haven't had those yet, so they still get counted towards my record. So out of my last 2 games, I'm playing one person who's automatically in the playoffs and the other one who's also in the hunt. So if I win both of those games, I'm automatically in, plus my 2 forfeits. If I win one of those games, plus my 2 forfeits, I believe I should be in as well, depending on how the other person does in the remaining few weeks. So it's going to be a nail-biter whether we make playoffs or not. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we'll get pretty far. Turn things around a little bit, because I have a great team. I just haven't been able to utilize it very well, unfortunately. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Shoquafina. I'm going to catch you next time.